Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be going over the Panzer 470, and before we get into all of the details and stuff, thank you for watching. And now let's get into the video. The Panzer IV served from the beginning of the war to the end of the war, with many variants, one of those being the Jagpanzer IV. The initial development on what would be this tank, the new vehicle would be armed with a 7.5cm KWK L70 gun and is protected with 100mm of frontal armor and 40 to 50mm on the side, and a weight of only 26 tons. All this put into an extremely short package, only being 1.85 meters tall. I'm American, so I don't know how tall that is exactly, but that's pretty short. It's like not even 6 feet tall. In January of 1944, with the Jagpanzer IV that had the 75mm KWK-40, the same gun as the Pak-40 or the Panzer IV F2 through F, the one that was in the long-barreled Panzer IVs. The Germans decided to put the 75mm KWK-42, also known as the gun that the Panther has, or had. I don't know why I said has. It's like there hasn't been a Panther made for a while. I don't know if you guys knew this, but the British made like multiple Panthers and Jagpanthers after the war. They like captured a factory and they just like built Panthers to test them and stuff. So I think the Panther at the Tank Museum is one of those, but that isn't completely irrelevant to this video. I just wanted to say that. Before we get into everything, we should realize that originally the Jagpanzer IV was designed to use a better gun, or the KWK-42, but the early production ones had the KWK-40 as a stopgap. The overall design was pretty simple, that being to take a Panzer IV hull and put a well-armored, angled superstructure on the top of it and put a big gun in the superstructure and call it a day. In the field, some of the major flaws to this philosophy of just take a irrelevant hull and put a big gun and a superstructure on it is that a lot of the time the added weight of the gun and armor, well, I guess not on all of them, some of like the Martyrs and stuff like that wasn't a problem, but with a lot of the Jagpanthers, like the not Jagpanzer, sorry, but like the Jagpanther and the Jagtiger, is that the weight killed them, man. They were good tanks when they were working, but when they weren't, they were hunks of steel on the side of the road. So with that said, a lot of the Jagpanzer IVs suspensions became prone to breakdown, and other than that, the Panzer IV's engine that it was based on struggled to keep up with all the armor and the big gun on it, with the Panzer IV's engine only pushing out 265 horsepower, which is still pretty big horses for not a heavy or medium tank destroyer. But this was almost the same horsepower as the early Panzer IVs, which I think were only 30 horsepower more or less, I mean. So, you know, they kind of just stuck with it the entire war. In my opinion, one of the most interesting parts of this design was the lack of a commander's cupola, with it being replaced by a moving periscope that is located kind of, oh, that was cool. Did you guys see the half track, the Captured American half track on this video? That's entirely in the script. I just saw that. I wanted to point it out. But there's a moving periscope behind the gun mantlet, and it's just kind of cool how they abandoned the commander's cupola in favor of the periscopes. Production of this Jagpanzer went relatively smooth compared to other Jagpanthers, examples being the Tiger or Jagtiger and Ferdinand, which I guess I couldn't produce too many Ferdinand video sometime eventually. But yeah, production went relatively smooth, with 930 of them being built in total including 278 of what is referred to as the Jagpanzer 470A. Being honest, it's just a funky looking 470. I'll put a picture up on screen of it right now, but other than the obvious stuff, it's pretty much the same. It's just really ugly, you know. But why these were made was, I completely neglected to put this into the script, but why they were made was because one of the factories that was producing Panzer IVs, I think it was Panzer IV-H's, if I'm correct, but they couldn't switch over to just, I guess, chopping off the superstructure to it, to the Panzer IV, and they just kind of produced what they were told with the Panzer IV part on it, and it looks really ugly, but a tank is a tank, man. No matter what, it's a tank. That made no sense, but I'm gonna roll with it. It's staying in. Over on the combat performance side of things, the first Panzer 470s were diverted to tank units near the Ardennes for a fun winter snowball fight called Battle of the Bulge. Ever heard of it? On the Eastern Front, these things were T-34 eating machines. With their low silhouette, they were easily concealable, and they could use their amazing gun to kill T-34s from up to 6,561 feet. That is 8 feet away from being 6,569. Nice. Or 2,000 meters for literally everyone else. Sometime after the Bulgarians flipped to the Allies, or the Soviet side, I don't know, whenever I'm talking about World War II, I don't know whether to group the Soviets in with the Allies, because they like hated each other after the war, and it's just like, why would you consider them like mutual allies, not like active allies? But anyways, the Bulgarians got one captured 470 sometime in 45, I think, pretty sure, but now it resides in the National Museum of Military History in Sofia. I guess that's a city in Bulgaria, but sorry to all my Bulgarian viewers. And Romania got an unknown number after the war. They just kind of had them. They never really used them because Romania is a thing. Also, it's me not dissing Romania. Romania is cool. In Hearts of Iron 4, I don't know anything about Romania, but they're cool. Syria actually got a few after the war, obviously, with the French tank agreement thing that I brought up in an earlier video in one of the Israeli tank iceberg videos. And according to Tank Encyclopedia, they got 4 to 6 tanks, varying from the short long barreled 75s to the Panther barreled 75s. But yeah, Syria got some. And with that just about wraps everything up. Thank you guys for watching today. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video and watched until now. I liked making this video. It was pretty fun, honestly. The Panzer 470 is one of my favorites. But yeah, subscribe, join the Discord in the description, and other than that, do a little boogie woogie wherever you're sitting, and have a very good day. Goodbye.